What's happening, people? And once again, welcome back to youtube.com/CubCamTV for this, another edition of CubReacts as we continue with our very exciting classics series. Right about now, we're going to jump into another track off Burna Boy's African Giant, the album we're currently exploring. We're not doing it track for track in order, we're just kind of doing a different one each week. This one is different, featuring Damien Marley and Angelique Kidjo. Again, we are doing one of these a week. Apologies for not getting one out last week. My voice was very, very ropey, so I kind of cut back on the amount of videos we were doing on YouTube, just to make sure it healed up, and we are near enough there. So there we go. We're going to get into this one then. Very excited to break it down again. I have listened to this album before, but not in this kind of analytical sense, so I'm very excited to do so. As always, friends, if you are new to the channel, please make sure you're getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right-hand side of the page, turning notifications on, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and all of that good stuff. And without further ado, let's get into this one.
Now greetings to the world, voice of the one called Big Gangzilla alongside Burna Boy, you know?
Go, Damien.
Yes, shoot boy.
I know we different style we delivering. I don't have no equivalent, different predicament.
We've heard this a couple of times on recent reactions. We've heard it a couple of times when Burna Boy goes full dancehall mode. He sounds so good over it. It sounds very much like this is like a natural area for him to kind of move in and around. The way he's able to kind of, I suppose, kind of give off this sense of power within the way that he actually projects. It works very nicely over these a bit more kind of electronic sounding, a little bit more kind of crunchy sounding dancehall instrumentals, and this is a great example of that. Again, wicked introduction from Damien Marley, as you would expect, and obviously Angelique Kidjo features on this one as well. They've recently collaborated, which is really cool to see. I believe the track was nominated for a the album that track was on was nominated for one of the Grammys, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, let's see where this one goes, man. Again, it's been so long since I've done this album properly. I'm purposefully not listening to it in between, just so we can do these reactions as naturally as possible.
From a government, different politics, people with different qualities, different things them happening, different feeling, looking for a different healing. Read it with a different meaning, different book. Come with a different look. Same split, different talk.
See those vocal inflections he's pulling out on this one. Like, don't pull out those vocal inflections unless this is a natural area to you. Like, this is such a clear kind of part of Burna Boy's musical upbringing. Like, these sort of much more, again, system influenced, dancehall sounding sort of vocals. It almost sounds like he's toasting at this point, rather than kind of focusing in on melodies and lyricism and things like that. He's literally just toasting the instrumental. There's definitely a sense of lyricism with what he's doing, don't get me wrong, but this feels very much about making it sound a certain way. And again, this type of instrumental really suits him. Loving the kind of crunchy nature of the claps on this one. You've got these little vocal kind of chips that are working away on the higher end as well. Really interesting stuff.
With a different road, it's a different time, different things on my mind, different steps we are climb.
Loving this kind of very floaty instrument as well.
Back full of different nights.
Differently though, although we different, still we similar. Every man bleed blood, that's a big similarity.
As far as instrumentals go, yeah, like, I could imagine this being played now and someone like, I don't know, like a Chronic Law, or like even a Jamil, or even like a DeMarco, someone like that going over this now, and it's sounding like it's been released this week. Like, there's something so refreshing about this instrumental. It just hits home. Again, that floaty kind of sort of arpeggiating sound in the background, giving it a lot of depth, and the transition between Burna Boy and Damien's vocal as well, sounding fantastic. Damien always sounds good in this type of tune as well, so yeah, I'm excited to see what Damien brings to the table. Let's go.
We live in and through social media, become the new encyclopedia, exposing reality in a real time. Click a button and watch a video, then you just might find everyone love them family. That is another familiarity to demonstrate the similarity. That doesn't mean there's not a big difference up in the quality of
the thing about this as well. There's so many kind of additional different bits that are being added in. These sort of one-time melodic in inputs, like these little kind of floaty synth textures that are just adding a whole extra scale to what's going on. I think the back and forth between Burna and Damien sounds great. They sound really good on the tune next to each other. Obviously, Damien did feature on Made in Lagos, so it's not as if this is this kind of collaboration is something that's new to him. He's been doing this sort of thing for a while. He's very much a global artist, is Damien. He'll like move into different areas, different sounds all the time, and with a serious sense of mastery as well, I might add. And then on top of that as well, we're transitioning back into Burna's vocal now. Obviously, that leaves Angelique's vocal that I'm very keen to hear what she does on this one. I can't actually remember off the top of my head how it sounds, but yeah, overall sounding very good. Burna sounding comfy. Damien, of course, sounding comfy. This is a sound that is not kind kind of alien to him at all. But yeah, let's see how it develops.
Different acts of belligerence, me differently intelligent. Different medicine, me not a chemical medicine. Different leaves and remedies. Different studying of my roots and origin. Tell my truth in melodies. History teaches I tell students different lifestyle. Different from what me find out. Me know say knowledge is the key and not that them hide out.
Starting to hear a few more kind of melodic vocals coming out from Burna as well as he starts to flex the kind of vocal muscles more than anything else. Again, I'm loving the kind of flow that he uses on this. The kind of like he's not really pausing on any one syllable. He's literally kind of almost feels like he's like rock skipping across the top of the instrumental because he's literally just going like he's not sticking around for any moment of time. He's turning his voice into more of a rhythmic instrument than a kind of melodic one, which is a cool kind of element to add onto the top of this. Again, the kind of chord patterns we're hearing, that kind of down, 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 descending chord melody, which again ties into the kind of musicality of the instrumental behind. This is really cool to kind of look back on because for a dancehall instrumental, it still sounds refreshing now.
Fuck up the youth, them mind bringing different force. So different gun we a boss. You know it ain't hard to find us.
Baby, where the turbo don't know.
Angelique.
Me blood of it. Baby, where the turbo don't know. Sissy, benafola.
Again, the legendary vocals of Angelique Kidjo. Again, winning the Grammy this year. Fantastic for her. Especially on the fact it was for the album as well, as far as I'm aware, which is really, really cool to see. Again, a legend of the game. And again, it's a link-up which makes so much sense. It's a link-up that has happened since. But again, she sounds so natural over this type of instrumental. And you can hear that kind of natural confidence, that natural presence in her vocal, which just kind of pulls her over the top of the tune. And it just, her vocals just spread over the top really, really nicely. Again, really cool transition between vocals as well, something that often goes understated in tunes like this. Transitioning between different vocal styles is very, very difficult to do smoothly, and we can hear that it's being done really smoothly. So yeah, great instrument. I love the fact this just drops into an a cappella. Like, it's you wouldn't expect it to happen, but again, it kind of mirrors what could happen in a dance. For instance, the tune gets wheeled, and then you're just going over silence, or the tune just kind of runs out, and you keep going over the edge whilst the DJ switches it around. Again, I don't know if it's intentional or not, but all of these things seem to really tie into quite like system feelings, like things that would happen in a system setting. And it's really cool to see, man. Again, the transition between the vocals is great, and just the power you hear within Angelique's vocal. Obviously, the reverb's been added digitally, but you can still hear how that vocal would naturally like resonate around an arena. Really, really cool thing to hear, man. I'm hoping we do get the instrumental back in before the end, which I'm assuming we will. But yeah, sounding great. What a switch up as well to kind of throw in at the end. Again, with those chord lines in the background, just giving it this sense of kind of mysticism. And again, there's something about Angelique's vocals that do just kind of make you sit back and think. They have this kind of overpowering feeling to them where you are kind of just thrown into a different zone entirely, a different kind of mental space. And again, this is just a great example of how collaborations can turn and go into completely different directions. This has been awesome to kind of take in again. Obviously, we are listening through the full album at the moment. We'll let this one run through to the end and then give you our final breakdown. Let's go. Beautiful. What a way to round off then. The sounds of Burna Boy alongside Damien Marley and Angelique Kidjo. A legendary link-up, 3 big internationally recognized names on this one. 3 Goliaths of kind of international representation for their own sounds as well, which is really cool to see. It's a link-up that works. It worked at the time. It works even more so now. It's even more potent now, I feel, given the history that everyone now kind of has in and around each other's sounds. It's a cool thing to be able to see. And again, kind of focusing on Burna, sounds very natural over dancehall. It's definitely something that's been a part of his musical upbringing. At least I'll be very surprised if it isn't, because he sounds so natural over the sound. Again, Damien's vocal sounds great, very much the bridge section of the tune, and then we finish off with this sort of mystic kind of almost shaman-esque sort of sounding vocal from Angelique, which just sends you into a different dimension entirely. Fantastic stuff, and very fun to actually revisit after all of these years, realistically. So there we go. As always, friends, if you are new to the channel and you have enjoyed this one, please make sure you're getting involved by hitting that subscribe button on the right hand side of the page, turning notifications on, leaving a like, leaving a comment, and all of that good stuff. We are currently working through Burna Boy's African Giant, going back on classic reactions every Monday. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this one, and we shall see you all next time, my friends. Have a great afternoon, and peace.
Sounding so good right now. But they're sounding a bright and town.
Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel right now, CubCamTV. Stay locked.